It is probably the most curious border shift in Germany since the Second World War. Because on August 1st, 1963, things changed for the people of the two villages of Elten and Selfkant. From one day to the next, they changed from Dutch to German. After years of negotiations and several offers, the villages were bought by the German government, and for the proud sum of 280 million Deutsche Marks. There were also long negotiations about the nearby hill, the so-called Teufelsberg, but the Dutch government insisted on keeping it. A new life was about to begin for the people, and many were looking forward to the future with both tears and laughter. But what is this incredible curiosity all about? What is behind the deal, and why did the German government spend such an incredible amount of money on two small villages on the border? We take a look at all these questions in today's video. Have fun! In our general perception, it seems as if Germany's borders haven't changed much apart from reunification and the return of the Saarland. But in fact, there have been some crazy border adjustments time and again. There were some disputes with the Dutch in particular, because as we have already seen in my video about the Dutch annexation plans, the German neighbors wanted generous compensation for the suffering of the war, and not only in monetary terms but also territorially. This resulted in several plans for a generous territorial expansion in North Rhine-Westphalia and Rhineland-Palatinate. Several major German cities such as Cologne, Aachen, and Münster were to become Dutch as a result. If you are interested in the exact details, I will link you to the video at the end. In any case, the plan was rejected by the Western Allies, who did not want to further weaken Germany in the emerging Cold War. However, as the Dutch insisted on territorial compensation, they now tried a reduced demand. They wanted to annex an area of 69 square kilometers comprising the two municipalities of Elten, today a district of Emmerich am Rhein, and Selfkant, a municipality west of Heinsberg. In addition, 17 border roads, with small and large plots of land, and a hill near Nijmegen, were to fall to the Netherlands as compensation for the damage caused by the war. And this time the Allies actually gave the green light. So, on April 23, 1949, a sunny Saturday, both municipalities and the surrounding territory changed hands. The citizens were naturally very worried at first. Would they be able to keep their jobs? Would they still be able to visit their relatives in Germany? And above all, how would the Dutch treat them? Because, of course, it was a long time before the EU or the open borders of the Schengen area. And rumors of resettlement are also spreading. But many of the worries quickly vanished into thin air. There was neither an invasion nor a military parade, but the business was handed over to the Dutch in a matter-of-fact manner. Although the military police sealed off Elten for 2 weeks, things remained peaceful. One resident reports, living together was very pragmatic. The Dutch were flexible to German sensitivities. The residents were even allowed to keep their German passports, albeit with the note, "will be treated as Dutch." Nevertheless, some things changed. The streets were given Dutch names. The Bergstraat was henceforth called De Bergstraat. Club Fortuna Elten was incorporated into the Royal Dutch Football Association. And road signs and post boxes were also exchanged. The currency also changed, and people now paid in guilders, and from then on were subjects of the Dutch Queen in The Hague. But all the unfamiliarities soon vanished into thin air, thanks to unprecedented prosperity. For the Dutch, the two villages are the springboard to the nearby Ruhr region, creating state-of-the-art roads, new housing, and many new jobs. In addition, the Eltenberg has become a real tourist attraction, even though it is only 84 meters high. But for the Dutch, who were otherwise only used to dikes, this was an incredible tourist magnet. It is estimated that over 400,000 tourists climbed the mountain every year. The villages also benefited from the German tourists in the Netherlands. They liked to stop off in the villages to spend their remaining guilders. But what even most people in Elten and Selfkant were not aware of was the fact that Germany had only placed the region under the administration of the Dutch as a pledge. In other words, they reserved the right to buy it back at any time. And the German government wanted to exercise this option in 1957. Large-scale negotiations took place over a period of 6 years, but in 1963, it was decided that both villages would be returned to the Federal Republic of Germany on August 1, 1963, and for the proud purchase price of 280 million Deutschmarks. Once again, everything changed for the inhabitants. Some are happy that the strict and incredibly inconvenient border controls are no longer necessary, but others would have liked to stay with the Netherlands. Most have long since come to terms with the new living conditions and are delighted with the relaxed way of life of the Dutch. However, the German government insisted on the unconditional return in order to restore territorial integrity as far as possible, and also as a symbolic act of national sovereignty. It also gave Germany access to important transport routes. This meant that the Eltenberg, which was so popular in the Netherlands because it was located within the municipality of Elten, was also returned to Germany. However, the Dutch were determined to keep a mountain, and so long negotiations were held over the Teufelsberg, which was located outside the municipality. Although this was somewhat smaller at just under 76 meters, they insisted on keeping at least this one. Germany finally gave in after tough negotiations, and so the hill remains the last remnant of this extremely curious border change to this day.